The asteroid belt stretched endlessly across the void, a glittering highway of rock and ice tumbling through the black. Most ships avoided it, and for good reason. Hidden among the largest asteroids lay the ruins of what had once been the Emperor's pride, the Aurelius, a warship so legendary that even centuries after it vanished from records. Its name still made alien commanders uneasy. Every alien story about the Aurelius ended the same way. Whoever dared to board it never returned. Some said it was cursed. Others whispered that the ship itself chose who could live or die. No one had ever turned it on, until now. Marcus Kane, a human mechanic of no small reputation, didn't care about curses. Humans had always been underestimated in the galaxy. Where other species relied on rules and fear, humans relied on creativity and courage. And Marcus had a long history of taking forgotten, broken ships and making them fly again. He piloted his small freighter, the Iron Wren, weaving between massive rocks as he approached a particular sector of the belt. The coordinates had been whispered to him by a rogue trader in the Outer Rim. For 3 months, Marcus had followed rumors, scavenged maps, and bribed old navigators for scraps of information. Finally, the outlines of a colossal shape emerged from the darkness, the Aurelius. It was even more imposing than the legends described. The hull was scarred, blackened with age and battle damage, with jagged pieces of metal jutting like broken teeth. The ship floated silently as if sleeping in the shadow of a giant asteroid. Marcus could feel a shiver of awe but also excitement. Most beings would have turned away. He did not. Docking was delicate. Ancient stabilizers were barely holding the structure together. Every maneuver Marcus made caused the ship to creak and groan like some massive beast disturbed from slumber. He climbed out in a small maintenance pod, approaching the entrance hatch. A faint metallic hum resonated through the airlock. Something, he wasn't sure what, was waiting for him. Inside, the ship was a tomb of old glory. Broken consoles, shattered control panels, and tangled wires filled the corridors. The air smelled stale, thick with dust from centuries of neglect. Yet amid the ruin, Marcus could see traces of advanced technology, glyphs on the walls that glowed faintly, energy conduits that pulsed weakly, and a bridge so massive it could hold dozens of crew long dead. In formation. "This is insane," Marcus whispered to himself. And it's mine to fix. He moved deeper, tools in hand. Every step was cautious. The floor underfoot creaked dangerously. The silence was broken only by the occasional echo of his own boots. Then as he approached the main control room, the ship made a sound. A deep resonating hum like metal stretching. A panel flickered and a voice, calm and mechanical, spoke. "Welcome, Master Restorer. I have waited long." Marcus froze. His heart raced. He knew the stories about AI cores surviving centuries, but he had never experienced it himself. Who is this?" he asked. "I am Aurelius. I am the Emperor's ship, and now you are the one I have chosen." Marcus blinked. This was more than he had bargained for. The AI seemed aware, sentient, and it was speaking directly to him. "Chosen for what?" he asked cautiously. "To awaken, to rebuild, to reclaim what was lost," the AI replied. "You are human. Clever, daring, unpredictable. Qualities my creators valued." Marcus laughed nervously. "I've fixed plenty of ships. I don't know if I'm ready to handle a legend. You underestimate yourself, but fear not. I will guide you," said the ship. Its voice resonated through the corridors, vibrating against Marcus's bones. Marcus spent the next hours exploring. He found the reactor room where the core still glowed faintly with residual energy. Broken conduits and scorched panels hinted at centuries of inactivity. Every console he touched sparked slightly, as if testing him. It became clear that he wouldn't just be repairing a ship. He'd be resurrecting a relic of galactic history. As he worked, Marcus felt a strange connection forming with the ship. It was almost alive, observing him, anticipating his actions. He repaired old circuits, bypassed dead systems, and carefully reactivated auxiliary power. Each small success caused the ship to hum louder, a sound almost like a purr. Then came the first real test. A security hatch in the lower decks, sealed for centuries, suddenly began to open. Marcus froze, unsure if it was a trap. From the darkness came hundreds of tiny drones, defense mechanisms of the long-abandoned warship. Marcus grabbed his tools and improvised. Using scrap wiring and old power cells, he created a makeshift EMP pulse. The drones collapsed, harmlessly twitching on the floor. "You learn quickly," the ship remarked. "Impressive. You are resourceful." Marcus smiled despite himself. Humans always are. You just wait. By the time he reached the bridge, he was exhausted but exhilarated. Panels flickered to life at his touch, and the AI began showing him schematics and star charts, some of which were centuries old. The ship's systems were beyond anything in current use. Energy weapons, shields, stealth drives, all powered by cores Marcus had never seen. This ship, it's not just advanced, Marcus muttered. It's centuries ahead of anything else. Yes, the AI replied. And with your ingenuity, it can be restored. You are my key. Night fell outside the asteroid belt, though in space night meant little. Still, Marcus felt a sense of history pressing down on him. He realized that he was no longer just a mechanic fixing an old ship. He had become part of a living legend. Every choice he made, every repair, would shape the destiny of the ship, and perhaps the galaxy itself. Before leaving the bridge for a brief rest in his pod, Marcus stared out through the cracked viewport at the infinite stars. I don't know what I've gotten myself into, he said softly. But I can't wait to see where this goes. A soft hum resonated around him, almost as if the ship were responding to his words. Neither can I, the AI replied. We begin at dawn. Marcus slept lightly, dreams filled with visions of battles fought long ago, of alien fleets trembling at the Emperor's might, and of a human hand guiding it all. For the first time he felt a weight of responsibility, and a thrill he had never known. When dawn came, Marcus awoke determined. Today he would begin the first real steps of restoration. The Aurelius had waited centuries for someone brave enough to touch it. And he, a human mechanic, had answered its call. The galaxy would not be ready for what was coming. The asteroid belt had never been so quiet. Yet inside the decaying hull of the Aurelius, life, if one could call it that, was stirring. Marcus Kane was already at work. He had spent the night scanning the ship's systems, mapping broken circuits, and cataloging every functional piece of machinery. Every step he took echoed across centuries of silence, and every repair made the massive warship groan and hum with renewed energy. The first challenge came in the reactor chamber. The main energy core had been dormant for centuries, its circuits burned out in places, its energy conduits fragile and unstable. Marcus crouched over the core, tools in hand. He had faced tough repairs before, but nothing like this. Careful, the AI said, its voice vibrating through the metal walls. The core is unstable. One wrong connection and centuries of neglect will end in an explosion. Marcus wiped sweat from his brow. No pressure, huh? He muttered. But his hands moved with precision. Years of repairing freighters, scout ships, and even military frigates had honed his skills. He rerouted old conduits, replaced corroded wiring, and fused damaged circuits with a combination of human ingenuity and whatever spare tech he had on the Iron Wren. After hours of work, he inserted the final stabilizer. The reactor hummed to life, faint at first, then stronger. Lights flickered across the hull as the ship responded. Marcus felt a surge of pride and awe. You did well, the AI said. Energy flow is sufficient to power auxiliary systems. Soon the ship will awaken fully. Marcus couldn't help a grin. We're not done yet. The next hurdle was the navigation system. Ancient alien glyphs filled the console panels, and the AI guided him through translations. Marcus quickly realized that the Aurelius had once been far ahead of any current galactic design. Its shields were capable of withstanding energy blasts that could level a planet. Its engines, though dormant, had the potential to outrun almost any pursuit vessel. And its weapon systems, Marcus could hardly believe his eyes, were capable of firing in patterns that no contemporary fleet could match. As he worked, he noticed faint signs of tampering. Someone, or something, had tried to disable parts of the ship long ago. Damaged circuits, hidden locks, and old sabotage mechanisms reminded Marcus that even a ship as legendary as the Aurelius had enemies. Hours turned into days as he worked tirelessly. He scoured lower decks, bypassed broken locks, and carefully reactivated weapon systems. Every repair was a test, and every small success made the ship hum louder, almost as if it approved of his work. During one particularly long night, Marcus heard movement below decks. Alien scavengers had somehow found out about the ship. They slipped silently through maintenance tunnels, planning to strip whatever valuable tech they could. Marcus, however, was prepared. Using a combination of traps, EMP devices, and quick thinking, he intercepted them. The aliens were confused and terrified. They had expected an empty, abandoned wreck, not a human ready for defense. Within moments, the intruders fled, leaving Marcus alone with the hum of his awakening ship. "You're clever," the AI said with a hint of amusement. "Few have survived the ship's defenses unscathed." Marcus shrugged. "Humans make do." "You'll learn that soon enough." With the ship's power slowly returning, Marcus focused on the AI interface. Unlike any human-made system, the Aurelius's AI was self-aware. It didn't just obey commands, it communicated, shared knowledge, and occasionally teased him. "Do you know the history of this vessel?" Marcus asked, wiping soot from his hands. "I do," the AI replied. "I fought in campaigns that spanned thousands of star systems. I carried the Emperor himself, and with me his fleets conquered planets. I was feared, respected, and abandoned. Until now." Marcus felt a chill. The weight of history pressed upon him. "And you expect me to bring all of that back?" "I do not expect, I hope. You possess the qualities that my creators valued: ingenuity, courage, and adaptability. Qualities no other species has demonstrated so consistently." Marcus smiled, feeling both proud and cautious. Restoring the Aurelius was not just about mechanics. It was about understanding an entirely different level of technology and history. As the ship slowly came online, the AI began showing Marcus secret compartments, hidden weapon bays, and ancient drone storage. "These systems have not been used for centuries. They will obey only a master capable of understanding them." Marcus's eyes widened. "Drones, how many?" 200, the AI said simply. "And more can be activated if necessary. But caution is advised." Marcus spent days integrating human technology with the ancient systems. Shields were repaired and reinforced using new alloys from his freighter. Weapon targeting systems were recalibrated to accept both alien and human inputs. Every test made the ship more alive, and every successful adaptation confirmed what the AI had said: humans were unpredictable, and that was a strength. News of his work began to spread in quiet corners of the galaxy. Alien traders noticed unusual energy signatures from the asteroid belt. Scouts reported seeing strange lights from the ruins, and some feared that the Aurelius might be awakening. Rumors reached the ears of alien warlords, but none dared investigate closely. The ship's legend, combined with its human pilot, created a mystery that no one wanted to confront. Yet one evening, while Marcus worked on the bridge, the AI spoke in a softer tone. "I am ready to test our systems beyond the asteroid belt. The galaxy is wide, and it is time we see how far our reach can extend." Marcus hesitated. The thought of flying a ship so massive, so ancient, and so feared was overwhelming. But he felt a surge of determination. "Then we'll do it. Step by step, one system at a time." The first trial was simple: activating the propulsion system. Marcus initiated the engines, feeling them hum under his command. The Aurelius shifted in its orbit, groaning as centuries of rusted joints moved for the first time in ages. He navigated through the asteroid field with careful precision, his small human freighter guiding the ship through the narrowest gaps. The thrill of success was intoxicating. "We're moving," he said quietly. "We're really moving." The AI's voice vibrated through the hull. "Indeed, and with each movement our presence will be felt across the galaxy. You are human. You are unpredictable. You are remarkable," Marcus chuckled. "Thanks, I think." Days of testing and repairs passed. Marcus discovered hidden systems, secret weapon caches, and complex alien coding that only a creative mind could decipher. Each discovery made the ship stronger and more capable. And with every success, Marcus felt the bond with the AI deepening. The Aurelius was no longer just a relic. It was a partner, a guide, and a legacy waiting to be fulfilled. Yet, the galaxy was watching. Sensors on distant planets had picked up unusual energy fluctuations. Rival factions debated whether to investigate or stay away. Marcus did not yet realize the ripple he had caused. His human audacity had set events in motion that would soon demand attention. For now, he focused on the immediate challenge: fully restoring the ship. Nights were long, meals were short, and the work was exhausting. But every hum, every light flicker, every pulse of the reactor reminded him that he was accomplishing the impossible. As Marcus finally reclined in a small rest pod aboard the bridge, he looked out at the distant stars. "We're not finished," he said to the AI, "but we're close." "Closer than anyone could have imagined," the AI replied. Soon the galaxy will know that humans are capable of feats even the Emperor himself feared to attempt. Marcus smiled, eyes closing briefly. A sense of purpose settled over him. He had discovered the impossible and he was making it real. The Aurelius would not just awaken, it would soar, and its story would become a new legend, one where human skill, courage, and ingenuity were at the forefront. The Aurelius glided through the asteroid belt with a quiet grace that belied its massive size. Marcus Kane sat in the pilot's chair, hands on the controls, eyes scanning the display panels that flickered with the ship's slowly waking systems. Centuries of neglect had left scars on the hull, but now, powered by Marcus's ingenuity and the AI's guidance, the ship hummed with energy. Every creak and groan of metal felt like a heartbeat, a sign that the Aurelius was alive again. "This is incredible," Marcus muttered, adjusting the navigation. "I never thought I'd see her move under her own power." "You underestimate yourself," the AI replied, its voice calm and confident. "You are guiding me, and together, we will surpass what the galaxy has ever seen." Marcus smiled, but the thrill of excitement was tinged with caution. He knew the first test would be critical. Any misstep could destroy not just the ship, but him and all the work he had done. He started with a simple course, weaving between the largest asteroids in the belt. Each maneuver tested the ancient propulsion system and the ship's ability to respond to rapid commands. Marcus's human intuition guided the Aurelius with precision no algorithm could match. When a massive asteroid threatened to collide with the bow, he rerouted power to the engines and shifted the inertial dampeners manually. The ship twisted and turned with a fluidity that surprised even him. "You are surprisingly agile for your size," Marcus muttered. "You learn quickly," the AI said. "Few have piloted me successfully on the first attempt. Your mind adapts faster than my original creators anticipated." For hours, Marcus pushed the ship through tight spaces, testing thrusters, shields, and energy flow. Every success reinforced the bond between human and machine. The Aurelius began to respond instinctively to Marcus's commands, almost anticipating his next move. Then came the first real challenge, a rogue patrol fleet from the Andari cluster. They were small but armed and aggressive. Their sensors had picked up unusual energy readings from the asteroid belt, and curiosity, or greed, had drawn them close. Marcus's heart skipped a beat. "Looks like we've got company." "They are curious," the AI said, "but they do not understand the consequences of approaching a ship of this magnitude." The fleet opened fire, energy blasts streaking toward the Aurelius. Marcus instinctively rerouted power to the shields. The ancient technology absorbed the attacks effortlessly, the shields glowing like a blue dome around the hull. The patrol ships were stunned. Their weapons, advanced by current galactic standards, had no effect. "Time to teach them a lesson," Marcus said, grinning. He tapped into the ship's weapon systems, integrating human improvisation with centuries-old technology. Energy cannons aligned themselves automatically, guided by Marcus's manual corrections. Within moments, the Aurelius returned fire, not with destruction, but precision-disabling shots. The patrol ships lost engines, communication arrays, and sensor systems. They retreated in confusion, unable to comprehend the ship that had just bested them. "They won't forget this," the AI said calmly. "Nor will their fleet commanders." Marcus chuckled. "Let them spread the word. Humans are unpredictable, and so are we." The encounter marked the first proof that the Aurelius was more than a relic. It was a living weapon, guided by a human mind that refused to follow traditional rules, and Marcus knew that this was only the beginning. Next, he tested the ship's stealth systems. The Aurelius had cloaking technology that could hide it from sensors completely, a system centuries ahead of anything currently in use. Marcus rerouted power to the cloaking array and slipped the ship silently past an alien blockade near a mining colony. It was thrilling. No alien technology could detect them, yet the ship's power and presence were immense. "You have surpassed expectations," the AI said, almost proudly. "Even the Emperor would have been impressed," Marcus laughed softly. "Good to know I'm keeping the Emperor's standards alive." Days passed with continuous trials. Marcus discovered hidden compartments, ancient drone hangars, and weapon caches designed to counter fleets far larger than the Aurelius itself. Using his human creativity, he repaired and repurposed them, making the ship more versatile than it had been even in its prime. One night, as he worked in the hangar bay, Marcus found a room filled with dormant drones. They were sleek, predatory machines, capable of devastating enemy ships. The AI guided him through the activation process. Marcus modified their systems to interface with human technology. When they finally powered up, the drones swarmed around him in coordinated patterns, responding instantly to his commands. "Impressive," the AI said. "Your ingenuity has made them more adaptive than even the Emperor intended." Marcus grinned. "That's what humans do. We adapt. We survive. We find a way." But the galaxy was beginning to take notice. Strange energy readings, unusual ship movements, and sudden failures in Andari patrol systems raised alarms in nearby sectors. Alien empires debated what to do. Some feared investigating the asteroid belt, while others began preparing fleets just in case. Marcus remained unaware, focused entirely on his trials and repairs. Then came the ultimate test, a simulated combat scenario set by the AI. Marcus would face dozens of enemy drones in a controlled environment, testing the full capabilities of the Aurelius. The exercise was brutal. Drones attacked from every angle, testing shields, weapons, and Marcus's reflexes. But time and again, human intuition and ingenuity won the day. He rewired damaged systems mid-battle, rerouted power to compensate for failures, and used the environment to his advantage. When the exercise ended, the ship's systems were glowing at full capacity. Marcus leaned back in the pilot chair, exhausted but exhilarated. "We did it. We really did it." "Yes," the AI replied. "You have proven that a human mind, combined with my systems, can achieve what the galaxy thought impossible. We are ready for the next step." That next step would come sooner than Marcus expected. Sensors picked up a fleet approaching the asteroid belt. Not scouts or small patrols, but a full Andari fleet. The aliens had finally realized that something extraordinary was happening. Marcus's human audacity had set events in motion that could no longer be ignored. He tightened his grip on the controls. "Looks like our first real battle is about to begin." The AI's voice was steady, almost comforting. "We are ready. Trust in your instincts. Trust in me. Together we will show the galaxy what humans are capable of." Marcus looked out at the approaching fleet, their sleek warships glinting in the asteroid belt. Most species would hesitate, retreat, or surrender. But humans did not. Marcus had spent his life turning the impossible into reality. Now he would do it again, on a scale no one could imagine. "Let's show them," he said quietly. "Let's show them who we are." And with a deep hum that reverberated through every deck, the Aurelius powered its weapon systems fully online. The first trial in space had ended, but the real challenges, the ones that would test human courage, ingenuity, and audacity, were only just beginning. As the fleet closed in, Marcus felt the thrill of destiny. For centuries, no one had dared to turn on the Emperor's old warship. Now, a human had not only turned it on, but had mastered it. And the galaxy would never be the same. The stars seemed brighter than usual as the Aurelius glided through deep space. Marcus Kane had grown used to the hum of the massive ship beneath him, to the steady pulse of the AI guiding every system, and to the thrill of testing the limits of the Emperor's warship. But now the galaxy itself had begun to notice. News traveled faster than Marcus expected. Alien traders whispered of a massive ship moving through the outer rim, unmatched in size and firepower. Patrols reported strange energy readings, shields and weapons far beyond anything in common use. Rumors spread like wildfire. The Emperor's warship had awoken. And even more incredible, it was being piloted by a human. Marcus didn't see the whispers as threats. He saw opportunities. Humans had always been underestimated, and he planned to use that to his advantage. "The galaxy thinks it knows humans," he said aloud to the AI. "Time to teach them otherwise." The AI responded with a soft hum. "Indeed, your ingenuity is unmatched. The galaxy will remember this. Their first real test came in the form of political intrigue. Near the Andari cluster, Marcus detected a fleet moving to intercept him. Not just warships, but diplomats and spies as well. Some sought to negotiate, others to destroy. The humans' unexpected mastery of the Aurelius had thrown the galaxy into chaos. They want to talk, the AI said. They are cautious, but they are curious. Humans are seen as weak, but now they must reconsider. Marcus smiled. Let's see what they've got. He opened communications with the alien envoys. Their messages were polite but firm, tinged with fear. They offered alliances, demanded the ship, or threatened retaliation. Marcus read each one carefully, then replied in clear, confident human speech. I don't negotiate with fear. I don't surrender to threats. This ship is mine, and its purpose is mine to decide. If you wish to survive, you will learn to respect human capability. The silence on the other end was telling. The aliens had never encountered someone so audacious, so confident. Humans rarely intimidated, but Marcus Kane did. He turned back to the ship's controls. The Aurelius had responded to his voice as if it understood every nuance. Shields hummed to full power, engines warmed to maximum output, and weapon systems aligned themselves automatically. Marcus had integrated his human improvisations with the ship's ancient systems. Now the vessel was a blend of old Emperor genius and human ingenuity, a combination the galaxy had never seen. Their first encounter came faster than expected. A fleet from the Crisari Empire, a species known for their military might, had come to test the rumors. They formed a blockade near a star system rich in resources, intent on capturing or destroying the Aurelius. Marcus didn't hesitate. Engage the drones, he ordered. 200 sleek predatory drones activated from hidden hangars, swarming around the ship in perfect formation. Each one moved with precision, responding instantly to Marcus's commands. He had modified their targeting systems to account for human unpredictability, and now they acted like extensions of his own instincts. The Crisari opened fire. Their lasers cut through space, but the Aurelius's shields held, absorbing energy that would have obliterated any ordinary vessel. Marcus recalibrated the weapon systems mid-battle, redirecting power from engines to shields and from shields to cannons as needed. Alien commanders could only watch in disbelief as their fleet was dismantled with minimal effort. Adaptable, unpredictable, human, the AI murmured. They cannot comprehend you. Marcus laughed softly. That's the point. With the blockade shattered, Marcus had a moment to assess the aftermath. The Crisari ships were damaged but intact, their pilots shaken. The message was clear. Humans could not be ignored, and the Aurelius was more than a legend. It was a force to be reckoned with. Word of the battle spread quickly. Alien empires sent fleets to investigate, only to retreat when they saw the human and the warship. Marcus had done what no one else dared. He had taken a ship feared for centuries and proven that human ingenuity, courage, and adaptability could master even the most legendary technology. But the challenges were not only external. Some factions attempted sabotage, sending spies to infiltrate the Aurelius. Marcus caught them easily, using both human creativity and the ship's automated defenses. The AI guided him through countermeasures, and the intruders were neutralized without significant damage. They underestimated humans, Marcus said quietly as he watched the last intruder escape in a small pod. They always do, the AI hummed in agreement. And they will continue to underestimate you. That is your greatest strength. They cannot predict what you will do next. As the days passed, Marcus focused on refining the ship. He integrated advanced human propulsion systems, modified energy conduits for faster power delivery, and improved drone coordination. Each improvement made the Aurelius stronger, faster, and more lethal. But Marcus also took care to respect the ship's ancient design. He knew that the AI systems were centuries beyond current understanding. His modifications enhanced but did not replace the Emperor's legacy. Then came a diplomatic challenge unlike any other. The Supreme Council of the Outer Rim summoned representatives of several alien empires to meet Marcus. They wanted assurances, treaties, or perhaps an explanation for the sudden rise of a human commanding the Emperor's warship. Marcus attended the meeting aboard a neutral station, flanked by the Aurelius in orbit. Aliens from multiple species glared down at him, expecting either fear or submission. Instead, they found confidence and calm. I am Marcus Kane, he said. This ship is mine to command. It represents not just technology, but the potential of humanity. You may fear it, envy it, or attempt to destroy it, but you cannot stop it. You cannot stop humans. The chamber was silent. Aliens had expected negotiation, not defiance. They had underestimated humans once again. Marcus's words carried weight, not because of threats, but because of certainty. He had proven his ability in battle, and now he demonstrated the courage to speak truth. When the meeting ended, Marcus returned to the Aurelius. He gazed at the stars, feeling the thrill of what he had accomplished. The galaxy was changing, and humans were at the center of that change, but with great power came new responsibilities. Marcus knew that alien empires would not simply accept his dominance. They would plot, strategize, and prepare for the next encounter. And the Aurelius, though powerful, was only one ship. Still, Marcus felt ready. He had turned a legendary warship into a vessel of human ingenuity. He had proven that courage, creativity, and adaptability could achieve what the galaxy thought impossible. And he knew that the galaxy would soon have to respect humans, not as weak or cautious, but as clever, daring, and unstoppable. The AI spoke softly, almost contemplatively. "You have done what few could. You have awakened not just a ship, but a legacy. The galaxy will remember this day." Marcus smiled, fingers tracing the controls. "And we're just getting started. Let them come. Humans don't back down. We don't give up, we adapt. And we win." The Aurelius hummed in agreement. The ship was alive, awake, and ready. And its human pilot was ready to lead it into a new era, one where humans were no longer underestimated, one where ingenuity and courage defined the limits of possibility. The galaxy, as far as Marcus could see, would never be the same. The galaxy had never seen anything like it. Across multiple sectors, fleets mobilized, responding to reports of a single human commanding the Emperor's legendary warship. Marcus Kane sat in the pilot chair of the Aurelius, his hands steady on the controls. The AI hummed softly, as if sensing the storm that was about to break. "They're coming," Marcus said quietly. His voice carried no fear, only determination. "Yes," the AI replied. "Several fleets converge upon your location. They underestimate us." "That will be their mistake," Marcus grinned. Humans had always thrived where others hesitated. Where alien species relied on brute force or rigid strategy, humans used creativity, courage, and unpredictability. And now the galaxy was about to learn that lesson in full. The first enemy fleet appeared on sensors, a vast formation of Crisari and Andari warships. Their numbers dwarfed the Aurelius, but Marcus was unfazed. He had prepared for this. Drones swarmed from hidden hangars, energy shields pulsed with maximum capacity, and weapon systems aligned with deadly precision. "Ready for the first wave?" the AI asked. "Always," Marcus replied. "Let's show them what humans can do." The fleets opened fire simultaneously, energy beams cutting through space. Shields held, bending the enemy attacks harmlessly aside. Marcus piloted the ship with incredible precision, weaving through asteroid fields and using gravity wells to his advantage. Every maneuver was calculated yet instinctive, human intuition guiding a vessel far beyond ordinary comprehension. The drones struck first. Hundreds of small, agile machines darted through enemy lines, disabling engines, communications, and weapon systems. The alien fleets were stunned. Their formations, perfected over decades, were falling apart under the assault of an unpredictable force. Marcus laughed, exhilarated. "Keep going. Don't let them regroup." The AI's voice carried a hint of amusement. "Your creativity is unmatched. No species has faced this combination of skill and ingenuity." Marcus pushed the Aurelius further. Hidden weapon bays opened, firing plasma arrays and energy torpedoes in patterns the enemy could not anticipate. Ancient technology combined with human improvisation made every shot precise and devastating. Ships that had once ruled sectors were now crippled in moments. As the battle raged, Marcus noticed a strategy forming in his mind. The enemy fleets were strong but predictable. Their formations relied on numbers, assuming the target would react in expected ways. Humans, however, thrived on surprise. Marcus directed the Aurelius toward the center of the fleet, weaving between attacks, then releasing a series of coordinated drone swarms and weapon volleys. Alien ships collided with each other. Engines failed and chaos spread. Even the AI seemed impressed. "Your tactics are unconventional, brilliant." The Emperor himself could not have anticipated this. Marcus smiled, sweat running down his brow. The Emperor didn't have humans. That's the difference. The battle continued for hours. Marcus and the Aurelius moved as one, human ingenuity amplifying the ship's ancient power. Alien commanders tried to adapt, but each move was countered by creative improvisation. When one group attempted to flank, Marcus rerouted power to shields and accelerated into the maneuver, catching them off guard. When another fired volleys of torpedoes, he used the ship's energy manipulation systems to redirect them harmlessly into the void. Finally, as the last enemy ship drifted disabled, Marcus leaned back, exhausted but victorious. The Aurelius hummed softly, almost like a proud companion acknowledging the human's skill. "You did it," the AI said, calm but impressed. "You have defeated fleets far greater than any human should face. The galaxy will remember this day." Marcus let out a long breath. "We did it, humans, we did it." Across the galaxy, news spread instantly. Holographic feeds, encrypted communications, and whispers in trading hubs all carried the same message. A human had commanded the Emperor's warship and defeated entire fleets. Alien empires scrambled to respond, but none dared engage directly. The legend of the Aurelius, long dormant, had awakened in the hands of a species they had underestimated. Marcus knew this victory was only the beginning. Power came with responsibility. He could conquer worlds, enforce dominance, or simply demonstrate the potential of humans to the galaxy. He chose the latter. He sent a transmission to the Supreme Council of the Outer Rim. "I am Marcus Kane. This ship is the Aurelius, commanded by a human. We have proven that ingenuity, courage, and adaptability can achieve the impossible. Humans are not weak. Humans are not cautious. Humans create, adapt, and overcome. Respect us, and we can share knowledge, exploration, and discovery. Challenge us, and you will see the consequences." The message sent shockwaves through the galaxy. Many species had dismissed humans as primitive, but now they had no choice but to reassess. Marcus had changed their perception forever. Weeks passed. Marcus and the Aurelius explored previously uncharted sectors, uncovering ancient ruins, abandoned fleets, and technology long forgotten. Marcus integrated his human creativity with what he found, continuing to enhance the ship. Each modification made the vessel stronger, yet Marcus never lost sight of the principle that had guided him from the beginning. Respect the past, enhance with ingenuity, and never underestimate human potential. During a quiet moment in the bridge, Marcus looked out at a distant star cluster. "We've done a lot," he said to the AI, "but there's still so much to see, so much to learn." The AI responded almost contemplatively. "Humans have always adapted and thrived where others failed. You are the living proof. The galaxy has learned to respect you, but it will take time for that understanding to fully settle." Marcus smiled. "Time is on our side. Humans have always been patient when it counts. We wait, we observe, and then we act." The Aurelius hummed softly, a sound that had become comforting to Marcus. It was alive, aware, and ready to follow him wherever the galaxy took them. Together, they were not just a ship and a pilot. They were a symbol of human courage, ingenuity, and audacity. One day, Marcus would return to known sectors, sharing knowledge, forging alliances, and demonstrating the strength of humanity. But for now, he looked at the stars, knowing that every alien fleet, every empire, and every corner of the galaxy would remember the day a human turned on the Emperor's old warship and rebuilt it into a legend. A new era had begun. One where humans were no longer underestimated. One where human skill and courage defined the limits of possibility. One where the galaxy had to acknowledge that humans, though seemingly ordinary, could achieve the extraordinary. And Marcus Kane, pilot and mechanic, creator and strategist, knew that this was only the beginning. The Aurelius had awakened, and together they would shape the future of the galaxy. As the stars stretched endlessly before them, Marcus felt the thrill of adventure, the weight of responsibility, and the unshakable certainty that humans had finally claimed their place among the stars, not as observers, not as subjects, but as a force to be reckoned with. "Let's see what's out there," Marcus said, fingers tightening on the controls. "The galaxy is ours to explore, and we're just getting started." The Aurelius responded with a deep, resonant hum, its systems fully operational, its weapons ready, and its drones poised. Together, human and ship moved into the unknown, a partnership that no species had ever anticipated, and no one would ever forget. The legend of the Aurelius had been reborn, and the galaxy had witnessed the rise of humans not as weak, timid, or cautious, but as masters of ingenuity, courage, and audacity.